Hi, and welcome to another episode of the Bside of Marriage Podcast. I am Rashonda, and this is my husband and co-host,
Jason.
And welcome back to another episode of the pod.
Yeah.
Here we talk about everything related to marriage, the good, the bad, the real, the A, and the B side. And so if you're watching us on YouTube, please be sure to like and comment and subscribe. And if you're listening on any of the audio podcast platforms, that's such a tongue twister. Be sure to rate and review us so that others can help find the show as well.
As well, follow us on Facebook at the Bside of Marriage and on Instagram at Bside of Marriage.
All right, so let's get into it. Okay, we like to start every show with our first segment, which is where we share an A or a B side moment from the week. And Jay's gonna go first.
So mine is an A side. I'm gonna say it's an A side moment just because, our son finally got to go to an all-day basketball camp.
Oh, okay.
And he quickly understood how not in shape he was.
Yeah.
Because every day he's coming, I'm hurting my legs.
So
I can't move. I'm so sore. So I'm saying it's an A side because now he got to see exactly, what it's gonna take if he wants to play basketball. How much is he's gonna have to work on his body more. And then I'm excited because he got to go to a full day camp. Like we've done half day camps before, and I don't think he really got out of it as much as he did this one. So, But yeah, so that's mine. What about you?
Oh man, I'm gonna share an A's-ish moment. Y'all, this is been the first week of summer
Okay.
for us, and so the A part of it is that literally this summer I am chill. I'm chill. We're putting the kids in maybe a camp here or there. We put the kids in swim lessons.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of that's the A part of it. It's just being chill, letting the kids do what they want to, more than less what they want to do. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if you guys can hear this, but we're recording during the day, and they're outside the office shushing each other. But yeah, that's just kind of this is our life, right? So I would say it's A because they have having 3 kids with different ages, and just different interests. And our daughter, she's very much, I want to help clean. What can I do? Oh, you want us to do some workbooks?
Yeah.
Let me do workbooks, all that stuff. And then it's just our youngest is
I'm good.
right. Literally, I'm good. You want me to do what? But why? How about I eat breakfast at 10 o'clock?
And then I chill.
And I chill. And I get a snack at 10:30.
Mm-hmm. And then I chill.
Yeah. So and then the oldest one is just, I feel like we're definitely entering preteen.
Oh yeah.
We're dealing with some hormone shifts and stuff. So that was why I said A-ish, because it's dealing with that as well as
day-to-day work and all that stuff.
So dealing with us.
Oh yeah.
So
why you say it like that? Deal with us.
I mean, I'm sorry. You're right. I said that all wrong.
Prioritizing us. Dealing with us,
prioritizing us. It's a lot, but not all in the same token. So, so that's my long-winded A share.
Oh goodness. All right, so we go into our second segment, which is the P2P share.
Yes.
Where we share something that we're listening, reading, or even watching. So since I shared mine last time, let's go ahead and let you share yours.
It's great.
What you got?
So honestly, I have been. I'm ending the quarter for this semester for school. And it was really intense because it had the residency or whatever, but this is like the paper part, whatever. So, outside of doing that and like doing Bible study, I'm watching just TV, literally. So I started watching We Own the City. Mm-hmm. So it's about Baltimore cops or whatever. But then I was like, after I watched it, I was like, it made me think about The Wire and how I loved it. So that's what I would recommend. Not necessarily rewatching all 5 seasons of The Wire, but is there a TV show, a series, or a movie? No, it really needs to be a series. Doesn't have to be like a long series, but a series that you and your spouse really like watched together or enjoyed. Maybe it was something that you both enjoyed prior to you guys dating, or early on in your relationship. Anyways, rewatch it this summer and just reminisce and see if you still have that. If you still think it's a good show, like do you still feel the same way?
Yeah.
After watching it or whatever. Because, honestly, The Wire wasn't that great. I know, don't come for me. I mean, I still like it, but before, like when it first came out, I was like, oh. Well, first of all, I didn't even watch it when it first came out.
You wasn't allowed to.
I was like, because I was like, wait, when did this start? Oh no, I was not allowed to watch this. Yeah. But when I watched it the first time, I really did enjoy it. I guess because now, what's really telling is that it's 20. They're celebrating their 20 years, mm-hmm. and those problems and those things are still relevant, yes. as though it's happening today. Mm-hmm. I mean, the technology issue. Well, that technology has evolved, but other than that, like the issues that are addressed and stuff, the corruption, like all that stuff still exists. And so I'm just like, oh. We still like dealing with the same stuff. Yeah. So that's the only thing. That's like the bad thing. But I do I forgot just how many actors and actresses were in it that like blew up.
Are big now.
Yeah. I was like, oh, they were in this. Oh my God, they were. Yeah. So that has been fun to kind of put that back. But anyways. Not necessarily rewatch The Wire, but watch whatever show that you guys really enjoy together and see if you got the same feels. That's my P2P.
That's your P2P?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so what are we going to talk about today?
You asking me? This is not my episode.
Yeah, so, all right, so...
You want me to ask you that question?
I asked you, so...
All right, so what are we talking about today?
So today we're going to actually tackle, I guess let's say this, every Monday we post, we call it a Monday Marriage MythBuster, where we demystify a common myth about marriage. Yep. So I decided to take one of those. Okay. Actually, I'm going to take the first one we've done and kind of talk about it and kind of discuss it.
All right.
So it was in, I believe, like 1996, about a movie called Jerry Maguire came out.
Oh, this myth is one of, yes.
So you know what it is, right?
Mm-hmm. I know exactly where you're going with it.
So this myth that we talked about is you complete me.
Yep.
And in our post, we basically said this is, that this phrase is more for, those typical rom-com movies and stuff like that.
I mean, it was a perfect line in the movie.
Yeah, but in real life, it's not.
But everybody, yeah. So everybody, I'm gonna say, you're gonna have to tell me when you don't want me to talk, because I'm very passionate about this myth, because everyone thinks that it's cute, like, oh, I found my dude, he completes me, and I'm just like, no, girl.
Okay, so stop, because I know where you're gonna go.
Okay.
So, I found a little phrase from a marriage counselor and a therapist, and she said, completing another person is a fantasy The reality is love is meant to complement your great life, not create it. So, no, it's all right. So, how do you believe that phrase is that what she said was correct?
Yes, I definitely agree. Like, first of all, I don't necessarily understand the need to be completed by another person. So that's why I never understood that, he completes me. Like, first of all, I am a whole person. So I agree with the therapist counselor.
Marriage counselor, therapist, yep.
That whole completing is a fantasy, I guess. I guess maybe it stems back from, a prince and a princess.
I was about to say, yeah.
Okay. Because then, yes, because in order to become a queen, you have to marry a prince. So, okay, in that regard, yes, which is why I can see that's a fantasy. Because I was like, it's never been a fantasy of mine. But, okay, I can see in that regard. But I see, yes, our love for each other, our relationship is supposed to complement each other and to push us outside of our comfort zones rather than to fill a hole or a gap.
Okay. So now that you're saying that, so when you got married to moi, were you half of a person or
no?
Were you half the person you are now, or were you whole when we got together?
I was whole before, and I'm still whole now.
Oh, I'm just again.
Okay, yes, I'm a whole. I was a whole person. I was not coming in because I feel as though one of the misconceptions about relationships, marriage, is that whatever is missing out of my life, this other person is going to fill it.
Okay.
And that is not accurate.
Okay.
So that's why I was like, when I got married, I was a whole person. Whole does not mean perfect, doesn't mean well-rounded. It just means that I was a full person. I'm coming in with an understanding of me. I'm coming in at 100%. Like I'm all in into this relationship. Okay. So that way I'm not holding anything. I wasn't holding anything back. This is me. And today you still have me. I'm not the same person I was when we got married.
Yeah.
But everybody changes and evolves. So that's why but I'm still a whole person. I'm still 100% Rashonda.
So like in the Bible, when it talks about two become one, it's not two halves become one. It's two whole individuals that are working to become one, right?
Yes, which is why marriage is hard.
Because what we're doing is we're taking ourselves,
our whole lives,
and working to
blend to one.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
So this was like, I feel like, yes, the whole, you complete me, that sounds great. It's great for, whatever, Instagram and all the things. But the reality is you're taking two full people with their experiences, with their histories, with their scars, with their wounds.
With their baggage.
With everything, with their wins, with their you're trying, and you have to merge them together to then move as one. So
you're basically building, you're taking your entire selves, and now what you're doing is you're building something from the ground up now. So you're taking all y'all experiences, all your hurts, pains, ups, downs, whatever it may be, and now from the ground up you're building something newly created.
See, I don't think it's from the ground up.
Okay.
Because you're taking one and you're merging into a lane.
Okay.
So you're not starting, which I think would be great if you were able to start from scratch and be like, okay, I like this, I like that, we can use this, we can do that. And that's because you've had those conversations. But no one's having all those. Even if you do premarital counseling, you're not having those level of conversations to know exactly what to pick and choose to build your ideal relationship.
Maybe my choice of words was wrong. Maybe my choice of words was wrong. Because when you're becoming one, now you guys are like you said, yeah, it's like merging. But at the same time, you guys are, this newly created oneness is something that you have to work towards getting. So you're taking, you're taking your differences, your strengths, your weaknesses, and being able to get an understanding of one another so that you guys can move in oneness.
Exactly. So it's like you guys have been driving in traffic. Y'all been two separate cars. And you're like, oh no, we're merging into one car. You get merged into the lane. And now, as a unit, you have to decide where we're going to go. Are we going to go to the left, going to the right, or we're going to do whatever?
That's a good analogy.
You can't, like, I can't make a decision and you make a decision because you can't split a car. And if I start going to the left and you pull me to the right, we might be in an accident.
I say that's a good analogy, mainly because just thinking about how I drive versus how you drive, like,
yes.
And you talking about merging into one. It's like I drive like a taxi cab driver, so I'm trying to get in, and you're trying to get this.
So this is why you have to time it, like everything. Yes, so it's a process.
Yeah.
And I mean, I agree. It's a process of you trying to be, like, to work together. But I think when I hear complete in this
sense,
like in this sense, is like I am not whole. Like I am missing something.
Okay.
And I just find that to be a very negative connotation of myself.
Okay.
Is that I need you. I need someone else in order to be who I am.
Yeah, God, and that's not the case because God created us in, perfect.
In His image.
In His image,
yes.
perfectly, sculpted the way He wanted it. So we're already complete. So having somebody else, it's more about, like I said, complementing one another. Complementing, like I said before, strengths and weaknesses, because my strengths are your weaknesses and vice versa. So it's not, it's like I'm trying to think the what was it?
I don't know.
No, it was something I read. So it was from Tony Evans. He had talked about this simple fact. It's like, God created, woman from man. He didn't take something from the top of his head. He didn't take it from the bottom of his foot, his knee, his ankle, but he took it from his side because he wanted to create a helpmate that can walk with him. And that helpmate, it wasn't less than the man.
Right.
She had her own relationship with God before God joined her to Adam. So that's kind of where it is. It was just something that he said in regards to that, because it's like, so God already created man and woman. Woman was created from the rib of man, but at the same time, she wasn't created lesser than man.
Right.
It was equivalent.
I was gonna say, I don't feel like I'm lesser.
I'm just saying, it's like you keep it's equivalent so you guys can walk together. So yes, we are different for a reason. God created us different for a reason. Not because, not because he wanted us to be in confusion. He created us different for a reason so that we can be a help to one another. So. And
I agree with all of that. And I also think that we're seeking other people to fill gaps that we have identified in ourselves that they can't do, that they can't fill. It's not meant for them to fill.
You put it on a pedestal for something that they can't fill. Yeah.
Exactly. The things that we're seeking only that because we want trust and loyalty and all that stuff. And yes, men can try to be those things, but they will come up short. The only person that can do that for us is God. So we're looking to other humans to try to fill fill the places that only God can fill. So they're never you're never going to measure up to the way that God loves me.
Oh, I know that.
So, and it's unrealistic
to put that on
you.
Yeah.
So that's why I just feel like, the whole complete thing is just, it's cute in theory, but in practice, that's not what marriage is. Like, marriage is, God gave us marriage.
Yes.
And that relationship that you're trying to, like, that you're having to build and create, it's not going to be as easy as, oh, you complete me. We're together now. And my life is all just sunshine and rainbows.
Yeah.
Because you come in there with that kind of attitude, and then the first time you're faced with something, you're like, oh, I was mistaken. You don't complete me.
Yeah.
It must be such and such over there, because it looks like he has it all together.
Yeah.
And then that's when you start looking at other places. And that's what's like, no. It's... No.
Okay. All right. So to kind of go with the whole "you complete me" phrase or statement. Mm-hmm. So what does, I guess, and this is something that kind of came up in my just thinking about, what is a healthy relationship to you? Is it a choice or is it a means to end? And I ask this question because...
Healthy relationship, is it a choice or a means to an end?
So this, okay. Let me kind of put this in context.
Yes.
In the movie, when he said this phrase, I always felt it was a means to an end. Yes, it wasn't a choice. So that's kind of why I'm asking the question.
Okay. Well, for me, it is a choice.
Okay.
Because I feel like when you're deciding on having a healthy marriage, meaning you are going to do the work necessary for it to be healthy.
Okay.
Marriage can be a means to an end, like if you are trying to get out of a situation or if you feel like lonely. Yeah. Like you might run to marriage. It's also too, like if you feel like your biological clock is ticking. And there's so many other factors that marriage can satisfy.
Correct.
Or just the concept of marriage can satisfy.
Okay.
And that's why our divorce rates are always so high, because it's not about the relationship. It's not about being healthy, being sound. It's all about, oh, I want that wedding. Oh, my husband is like the man of my dreams, so this is it. Or, oh, I mean, some people marry for money, so there's that. Like, there's so many like variables as to why people get married. But I feel like when people are not focusing on the relationship itself, and that literally your wedding is, or even if you don't have a big wedding, but whenever you actually get married, that is just a starting point for your relationship. Okay.
You basically, so you said it was a choice for you. So I guess, and I found this, I can't remember who the quote came from, but it was kind of interesting. So she said, partners bring their happiness into a relationship to share, not expecting to extract happiness to fill their own deficit. Love and commitment come from finding someone you want to share your life with, not someone who you expect to give you a happy life.
Yes.
Okay. Like I saw it and I was like, okay, that's very good. How was it kind of like explained? You know,
I agree, yeah.
Because, you know, like, and I look at it like this. I want to be in this marriage. I want to make sure that I'm doing everything I can in my marriage. You know, so every day I'm making a choice of this.
It's like every day.
You know, and it's not about I need you to do something, but I'm giving of myself each and every day. You know, and it's not to satisfy you. It's more to what's the word? To express and show just how, you know, Christ, you know, loved the church. I want to do the same thing for you each and every day. So, And again, that was just something I saw because, I agree with you. It's a choice. This is something you have to
a choice.
Every day. Even if we have an intense time of fellowship.
Multiple times a day. Yeah. Within a day, you have to make the choice.
Why you gotta say it like
that?
Because
I think that's the problem. People go into marriage not understanding that it's not always like. It's not going to be that superficial love. Like, you have to have agape love. Yeah. Because there will be times that you'll wake up in the morning and be like, today's going to be a good day. I love this man. It's going to be an awesome day. And then 2 seconds into it, you're like, affirmation, it's going to be a good day. I love this man. We're going to get through it. That's not me. I'm good. Every day I'm like this. Every day I'm good. She's not waking up. Okay. But I'm just like, you have to actively make a choice. Because it's literally like, because we tell our kids this all the time, that we cannot control others, but we can control how we respond. Yes. I have to do that throughout the day because there are times when I can go petty. It's like I can go petty. I can, go cutthroat. Like, there are things that I know that I can say and do because we've been married and been together for so long. Yeah. Like, I know there are things that I can do to cut, to be low
to literally just stab me right real quick and walk away.
How does that benefit? Yeah. And we talk about this, like, as far as, conflict resolution and stuff. Like, how does that benefit the relationship? Ooh, I won. Yeah. You won what?
And my
ultimate goal is to have a healthy relationship, which does not mean that we don't have arguments, which does not mean that we get everything right the first time. Yeah. But we're committed to showing up well for each other every day.
Yeah, and I always go to not just when we're at home in the house, as well as when we're out in public, when we're around other people. Yep. Like, and I'm not gonna say that, there's times where I want to be petty, but you can be out and it's like you have to remember who you are, who your spouse is, and not put them in a position where you put them down, make them feel low, or even, dig at something that only we know that's gonna hurt them. Yeah. And like I said, I've been around people that do that, and I'm just like...
yes, because we have conversations. Yeah. And there are things that can be a wound. Yeah. It could be healing.
Yeah. And then you just
rip it. Now.
You just pull the Band-Aid right back off.
Yeah, I'm like...
Scab and
exactly.
everything.
I was like, why are you going to do that? Yeah. Now, like I said, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that I don't have those moments. But I have to check myself and be like, but why? What is the benefit of it?
Yeah. And then
and that's at the end of the day. Honestly, I have my petty moments, and Jay knows this. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, I don't ever want to cause him any significant, pain and harm. Yeah. At the end, that just is silly. But that's what it's like. So that's why you constantly have to, work at it.
Mm-hmm. And then I'll say this just to kind of add on to that. So if you have those moments and you don't say anything in that moment when it happens, do have the conversation later just so your spouse understands where you're coming from when you said something instead of just letting it die, because all that's going to do is keep sweeping it under the rug.
Oh, yeah. No, and that's what it's like. You have to...
You have to address it, but like I said, again, you have to make sure...
But you're addressing the real issue. Yes. The real heart behind it.
Correct.
You're not addressing, you said this, and that made, you have to be like, I was feeling this way, which is why I said that. Mm-hmm. Or that's why I did that. Yeah. Because that way, it's not... it doesn't become... It becomes more than just, facts. Fighting facts. No, it really didn't happen at 2 p.m. that day. It happened at 2:30. It does not matter. Those kind of specifics. Yeah. But why? What was the heart behind that behavior? Why did it make you feel? Why did you feel like you had to resort to that level, as well as how did you feel? Like the other person, how they feel when it happened.
Okay.
So, but yes, definitely don't sweep it on the rug, but speak more to than what just the specifics of what happened. Instead, focus more on the why or the heart behind those actions.
Okay. So do you have anything else?
No.
No?
I'm good. I mean, honestly, if you feel as though you need someone else to complete you, I feel like you need to do the work on yourself to increase your self-esteem. And that can be going to therapy for yourself, making sure that you're connected to God. Because you'll understand that God created all of this so that we would need him. Mm-hmm. So it's okay to have to rely on him. Yeah. But honestly, too, you need to know your worth. And you need to know your worth going in before you go into any relationship.
Correct.
Know what you have to offer. Know what you're contributing, because you are contributing something great. You are enough. Like, I know there's like shirts that say I am enough. Like, you are enough. Mm-hmm. So don't ever, like, even if you're in a marriage now where you're feeling like you're not seen as enough, or you're feeling as though you're not appreciated for what you do bring to the relationship, y'all really need to seek couples therapy, marriage coaching, because that's no way to live. Mm-hmm. If you want to have a healthy relationship, you have to be able to have those conversations, be able to put those feelings on the table. But you do need to know your self-worth.
Yeah. So I was going to do a marriage tip, but pretty much what she said.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Because I was going to go into, you need to, find yourself first, complete yourself first.
Yes.
Because, again, for me, it's like, I don't think God would have put her in my life if I didn't come complete before him. Because, again, before we met, I was in a relationship that was crazy. If I didn't come, with my complete self, knowing who I was, yeah. I don't think we would have been married right now. But because that was work that I did for over a year before I met her, about 9 months before I met her, mm-hmm. I was doing the work. So I understand really who I was, and then that's when I was able to, see her for who she was. So.
Yes. And when we met, I wasn't even looking for him, so there's that.
I wasn't looking for nobody.
I was comfortable and confident in who I was, yeah. And like
I said, because I wasn't looking. And I'll say it like this: if you go back to watch our very first episode, it was our very first episode. It was about my pickup line. Go check it out, because it was I'll just give you the end part. It took me walking away from everybody before I realized, wait a second, I'm about to miss the opportunity. Because the whole time I was joking, but then as I got to my car, that's when it hit me, wait a second, what am I doing? And then I told my best man, I was like, listen, tell Dana, give him my number. Mm-mm. So, what?
Yes, that's what you said.
Yeah, I did.
You said tell DKNY.
No, I said tell Dana to give DKNY my number.
Okay. Just
I didn't know. I never said her name. I just said
he did not know my name.
I didn't know it. I knew she had a shirt that said DKNY, so that was her name. So.
Anyhow, we're going down.
Yeah, so check out the first episode. You'll see what I mean about it. So again, we all have to come as our whole self. Mm-hmm. And if you're not whole, let's take the time to seek that. If you're in a marriage, like my wife said, go ahead and seek, go to counseling for yourself, work through all those things, the baggage that you're holding on to, identifying all things, but at the same time, do some marriage coaching, marriage counseling together, so you guys can work on those things. So you can share those different things that you're learning with your spouse, so she could get a better understanding of what those pulls are.
Yes. So. Address the unspoken, unrealistic expectations prior to. Because if you don't do the work, you're just setting yourself up for disappointment at a much, much quicker pace.
So if you, like I said, if you liked the episode, just
Yes.
Leave a comment, subscribe, just, check out some of our old episodes, especially check that first one out. What else? Did I miss something? Oh, if there's any topics you want, send us a DM, and we'll definitely bring it to you guys. And
oh yes, we do have a church announcement. So if you're also looking to
it's like,
to
okay.
fellowship with other like-minded couples, we are kicking off a small group called Better Love.
Yes.
It will start July 12th. It will cover 4 weeks where we will talk about the 4 essential components of a relationship to help grow your relationship, your marriage into a better, deeper love.
So I'll clarify. It's 4 weeks, 1 session per week, not
Yes.
4 weeks like every day. It's 4 weeks,
Yes.
1 session per week.
Yes.
So
A small group. A
Yes.
weekly small group.
that's what you didn't say. We didn't say weekly, so I want to kind of just clarify
Yes.
that. So
So registration should be live when you're watching the show. So just register. Link in the bio.
until next week, then.
Peace.
Peace.